Hello, hello, and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. And today we have a pick a card, pick a deck, or pick a fairy, however you want to see it, for our love life, relationships, romantic relationships. So, we are going to look at the main guidance, the main message from Spirit, as well as what needs to be released at this time and what we need to focus on. All right. So these are messages from Spirit. It's a collective reading. So take what resonates and leave the rest as always. So let's get started. All right. I always recommend that you are in a place where you feel comfortable and relaxed. And let's ground, center, and connect through the breath. All right, roll those shoulders back and let's take a deep inhale in. Inhale through the nose, hold at the top, and exhale gently, elongating that exhale all the way. All right. Now, intuitively, without thinking, pick the deck or the fairy that calls you right now, without thinking. All right? Ready? Let's get started. If you hear the rain, we have a thunderstorm outside this morning. So if you if you hear a lot of rain sounds, this is what's going on where I am located. All right, the beautiful rain that it's so much needed sometimes. All right, let's loosen up the cards a little and let's set the intention and tell them what it is that we want at this time. So we're looking for guidance on our love life and romantic relationships, the main advice, what needs to be released and what we need to focus on. And we say a prayer of protection that this is from love and light for our highest good. All right. And main message, what we need to release, also 2 cards, and what it's recommended we focus on. Straight 1 card. All right. Let's look at what's the main message, and it comes from the Ace of Swords and 3 of Cups. All right, so we have swords, air element, right, and an ace, and a 3 of Cups. That's cups is emotions, and it is that water element, right? So what it is the advice for our love life, right? Or even romantic relationships if we are in one. So the Ace of Swords is presenting an opportunity, right? So it's saying there is an opportunity here that is being presented to you. There is that momentum. And the advice is to take this opportunity that you will probably it will come as a spark, right? As a thought or a message that somebody will send you, or or something that you will get out of a conversation because it's air and the swords element, right? So something out of either a message, an email, or even talking with somebody, it will spark that that say, okay, there is an opportunity here. So it says, okay, there is an opportunity that's going to mean something, so take it, right? So it's like the opportunity will be there for you. And the 3 of Cups, it's saying there will be a growth out of this opportunity. So what it is telling you is stay on the lookout for meaningful conversations or for a message that will come your way that will bring things to a new level emotionally, right? And when we when we have the three of cups, that the number three, it signifies growth, right? And the going forward. And here the three of cups sometimes means celebration and being with others. So when we put these two together, the main message is, all right, stay on the lookout for an opportunity that will make your love life grow in significant ways, right? And it is something that if you are in a relationship right now, um, you will you will grow together emotionally. And if you are not in a relationship right now, there will be that opportunity to be with someone, or get into a relationship with the potential of growth for that relationship, right? So opportunity is in the air. And what to release right now? And it comes from the seven, and the message comes from the Seven of Wands and the King of Pentacles. All right. So, what do the Seven of Wands and the King of Pentacles tell us, right? Of in the position of what to release. So, the Seven of Wands is asking you to release that need to argue and defend and wanting to be right, right? It is sometimes we are defensive without even realizing it. We become defensive in conversations, we become defensive when somebody is giving us advice about something, or we have a feeling that everything is coming as an attack, right? And this Seven of Wands saying, release the need to always be right and to always be defensive, right? And the King of Pentacles says, instead of that, remember what you want to manifest, what you want, or what your goal is, right? If you are in a relationship and your goal is probably for the relationship to do well and grow, this is the time to focus, just like the king, on taking care of what you're growing, and not always to be defensive, to be negative, to be on the lookout for an attack or a possibility for an argument, right? And if you are not in a relationship, it's the same advice of what to release. Are you always trying to defend your position? Are you very argumentative when talking to somebody? And this is not, again, I always say, please do not silence yourself, right? Because if there is something that needs to be said, it can be said, but it is the way. So look at your intentions. Are you defensive? Are you argumentative? Are you saying things in a way that can come across as mean, or not inviting? So, and instead is saying, remember your goal and focus on that goal, right? When it comes to arguments. So release defensiveness, being argumentative. And this king is pretty much saying, when you feel that you're about to enter an argument, or there is something that's triggering you, choose your battles. And what to focus on? What are your next steps in this relationship, or in your love life right now? And it is the Queen of Swords, right? This beautiful queen that, because it's swords, is air, usually is intellectual, is detached. But the Queen of Swords has many attributes, and one of them is that she's a great communicator, right? She's a great thinker, she's a planner, right? And she's a great observer of things. So, what the advice that the Queen is bringing you is saying, remember gentleness, right? Gentleness is important when approaching certain situations that trigger you in this case. Remember gentleness, but also remember that the type of or the way you communicate can be very powerful. So, right now, communicate in a gentle manner, but at the same time, assertively and true to yourself. So, then what to focus on, this queen says, is communication. All right. So let's recap really fast as a small summary, right? So the Ace of Swords says energies in the air or momentum for a new opportunity that comes. If you're not in a relationship, it's an opportunity that the relationship can be there and can grow. And if you are already in a relationship, the Ace of Swords says, yeah, there is an opportunity that will bring you together, right? And this new opportunity comes from either a message or conversation that will spark something. Try to look out for this opportunity that will grow something that you want right now in in your relationship. And what to release argument, being argumentative, being too defensive, right? Choose your battles wisely and focus on the way you are communicating your message, being gentle at the same time, then clear. All right. I hope you enjoyed your love reading this week. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That helps me grow and also bring you more videos. And it will notify you when the daily shorts and the weekly videos are posted. All right. Remember that you also have the opportunity to have a one-on-one session with me. You can go to my website, reach out for more information, or go to my Gumroad storefront. We have live sessions that can be done phone or video call, and pre-recorded readings that are sent directly to your email. All right, let's take a look at those of you that picked the blue fairy. All right, here we have the blue fairy. And we're going to loosen the cards, knock on them. I always shuffle them before I start the videos just to give it energy, but here we go, giving it some more. Let's set the intention, all right? The intention is that we want a message for our love life and relationships, romantic relationships, what to release and what to focus on at this time, and in love and light for our greatest good. All right. Oops, these two. What to release and what to focus on. Okay, let's go with what's the main message, and it comes from the Hermit and from the Three of Swords. Please do not be scared when you see these cards. A lot of people have, excuse me, the misconception that this means a deep betrayal or somebody's being unfaithful. Remember, the tarot can give you guidance, but there are many different futures. So your choices, your decisions, and the choices and decisions of other people shape those futures, right? So it does not mean what that somebody's cheating on you or there is going to be this huge betrayal. So just want to put that there because I know it scares a lot of people. All right, what is the message of the Hermit? So the Hermit is when for the main guidance in our love life is saying, all right, right now, um, there may it's asking or it's an invitation for you to connect with yourself, right? There may be a need to really connect with what you want, with what matters to you, to examine if you are in a relationship, the type of relationship you're in, if your needs are being met, right? And if you're not in a relationship, it's asking, you know, really connect with yourself and not look for somebody blindly. It is about making sure what your values are, what you're looking for, what you are willing to give, what you also bring into the relationship, right? So it is about connecting with yourself at this time. And the Three of Swords says, all right, the main reason why it's so important that you connect with yourself, no matter if you're in a relationship or not, is because by not doing so, there are things that are not left clear and end up hurting you, right? So let me just put an example. If you do not know what you want, right, or what your needs are, or what it is that you hope for in the relationship, when you are not sure of that, then somebody may let you down or a situation may hurt you. But it's not because it was the intention of the other person, or it's not because you did anything wrong either. It is because maybe you were not clear about certain things. And after they happen, after they hurt you, it's when you're like, okay, yeah, perhaps I should have been more aware that this is not something I wanted, right? So sometimes we learn things by sadly being exposed to, and other times is because we have not created enough self awareness. So the cards just give you guidance to empower yourself. So right now they call for you to really connect with yourself. Who are you? What do you want in a relationship? What are you bringing? What are you going to bring to a relationship? What are your expectations? What are your needs that need to be met? What are some things that you want but that are not something that you need, right? Really examine this and examine what are you not willing to put up with? What is a red flag for you that will mean pain down the road, right? So the cards are advising for a lot of self reflection, okay, this week for you in your love life. And now let's look at what to release. And we have the Four of Cups. For the cups is the water element, right? That it is emotions. And we see this person here, right? Not interested in this cup, not interested in what they have in front. And the Four of Cups is is pretty much saying release or let go at this time of these romantic ideals, right, that we put that sometimes can end up hurting us. Like, for example, things that are pretty, if not to say unattainable, but pretty unrealistic. When we enter a relationship with another person, we have to remember that the other person is human. They are not perfect. They are human. And also that we are human, right? And so there are certain things that for sure are needed for most of us in a relationship, that it is trust, respect, and mostly wanting to repair, showing up for the other person, right? But there are some other things that may be ideals that society or ourselves or those Disney movies have put up in our heads of what the perfect partner is. So, right now, the Four of Cups is suggesting look at things that you are maybe expecting that are not realistic, right? And just come back to remembering I am human, I'm not perfect, but the other person is human and not perfect either. So this ties perfect exactly with the hermit that it is about self-awareness, right? And when you practice self-awareness here, one of the things that you need to release is romantic idealized things that or thoughts or beliefs that you may have about what a partner is or what a relationship is, and releasing this because these romantic ideals that are not based on reality or on what true relationships, good relationships are, can end up hurting you. So it all goes into that self awareness. And look what a positive card, but for what to focus on, and it's the star. And it's a major arcana, and the star is telling you, all right, focus on the hope and the faith you have in yourself, in your relationship, in the future, in the divine, guiding you to the right partner or the right situation for your love life, right? And it is not only a card of hope and faith, right? But it is a card that gives us that assurance in a way, right? That we are being guided in the right direction. That even if things feel not so good right now, that there is guidance right there, that the divine, our spirit guides and allies, that there is help out there, that we are being guided and that things will work out. So it's about hope and faith connecting to your spirituality and focusing on this. So when we have two major arcanas, like we do here, they mean there is an important message that you need to hear right now. And, there is other guidance, but the most important would be these major arcana ones. And in your case, it's a time for self awareness, self reflection, connecting with yourself when it comes to your love life. Really, what you want, what you do not want, what you bring, what your needs are, right? And knowing that there is hope, there is a way forward to have everything you want, that you're being guided, right? And that the hope and faith and positivity need to be there as you move forward, releasing ideals and beliefs that do not serve you because they may be over romanticized and they bring up emotions that end up hurting you at the end. All right. I hope you liked your cards and your reading today. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you want us to look more in depth at your particular situation in your love life, please reach out. All right. Now let's look at the yellow fairy. All right. For those of you who have picked the yellow fairy, let's set the intention and ask this card. This is an older deck that I have that I absolutely love, and I usually get a lot of messages with this deck. So here we go. We would like to know the main message or main guidance for our love life and romantic relationship right now, what to release and what to focus on in love and light for our greatest good. Straightforward. And to here. All right. Let's see what's the main message at this time. And it comes from the Two of Chalices. Wow, wow, wow. This is like a really good card to get as your main message, right? For your love life and relationship, because the Two of Chalices is a water element, is emotions. It's the card of partnership, right? And also choices made with love. So, what is the guidance here? The guidance is saying this is a good time for a partnership. There is that momentum in the air. So if you are in a committed relationship right now, it is all about strengthening that bond, right? Making choices from love and for strengthening that the bond that you have with your partner. So think about choices or decisions that you could be making right now that will strengthen your bond. What are they? Is it maybe going out on a date with them? Is it planning something romantic at home? Is it writing a love letter? Is it sending some songs that remind you of them? Doing a romantic gesture, making choices and decisions that will strengthen that bond between the two of us, of you, meaning. And if you're not in a relationship right now, the guidance is also that there is that momentum energy around, that there is a possibility for to strengthen a bond with somebody. If you like someone, if you are interested in somebody, it's the same. It's making choices, taking decisions that will create a bond between the two of you, that will strengthen uh, either the friendship or will move the relationship to a new level. And if you are not in a relationship right now, it's also making choices out of love of what can you do, right? Because the energy is there for this type of romantic partnership. So what can you do? Do you need to go somewhere right now? Do you need to reach out to somebody from your past? There is something that calls on a choice decision to come together with someone. And what to release? And it comes from the Ten of Wands and the Five of Chalices, or the Five of Cups. All right, what to release? So the Ten of Wands is this person usually having to carry a big burden, right? And so because this is in the release phase, it's like release baggage that you are carrying from either the past in the relationship you're in or baggage from other relationships. Release what you are bringing with you that feels like a burden, feels heavy, and that you know that should not, it's something that should not come with you forward as you move into the future, right? So the invitation here is to look at what baggage, what things are you carrying that feel like a burden, that feel that they will damage your relationship in the future. What things are you carrying? Could be some conversations from the past, right? Or some things that were said, or some heartbreak. And the Five of Chalices is just kind of like not a reassurance, but kind of digging more deep into this of what this releasing these burdens that you're carrying, and saying there is maybe some sadness, some grief, right? And sometimes grief also is not for something that was lost, but grief of the pain that you had to carry due to certain conversations, due to certain things that were said to you, due to heartbreak from the past, from other relationships. So, right now is releasing this, this weight that you've been carrying, that every time you think about it brings sadness and reactivates the grief about something that happened in the past. All right. And what to focus on as you move forward. And we have the Three of Themis, that it is swords, right? And the Page of Pentacles. So the Three of Swords, that is usually seen as a negative card, right? In this case, it's not negative because it is what to focus on, right? And what to focus on is about not hurting yourself or hurting others by the way you either communicate or you approach the other person. So it is saying, all right, right now, it is about remembering that the words you use have the power to wound. And also the thoughts that you allow in about sometimes thinking the worst about another person, thinking the worst about your relationship, all these negative thoughts are wounding you. So, these three is about choosing your words and your thoughts carefully, not to wound somebody else, but not to wound yourself right now. And the Page of Pentacles says, because right now you are growing something, right? There is this momentum around you of something, a partnership that can get stronger, finding or getting into this relationship, this bond, these choices that you're making. This is growing, right? So right now, learn how to communicate and how to have thoughts that push this forward instead of what I would recommend that I always say is to pause before you are trying to say something to somebody or um, pause, right? Pause a second, uh, ground yourself, come back to your center and say, is this helpful or am I going to cause some harm to the other person, to myself, or to the relationship? And instead, choose something, choose to say it a different way, choose to act in a different manner that will grow your relationship. All right. And not only with words, but also with thoughts. So when there is a thought that enters that is bringing you down, that it's causing emotional pain, that so stop in your tracks, ground, connect to your center, and challenge that thought and move forward from it if because it's not helping you grow. All right. All right. So quick recap, momentum for strengthening a bond or entering a romantic relationship. It's about making choices that reflect that, being more romantic, approaching that other person, doing something nice and that helps the other person know that you're thinking about them. So, choices that come from love that will strengthen the bond with somebody or show interest to another person. Releasing burdens and pain from the past that you've been carrying, and you need to reflect on them because they are not, you shouldn't bring them forward with you to the future because they will cause more pain. So think, what are you carrying from the past that have been hard to let go of, and what to focus on? Focus on the communication and the thoughts you have, and it's very important to think about it of not wounding or hurting another person or yourself. So pausing, connecting with yourself, challenging any negative thoughts or choosing the words carefully because the focus should be on growing what you are trying to create here, a meaningful relationship or a new relationship. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We have daily shorts, weekly videos in which we look at the energies of the week, love and relationships, work and career, messages from the oracle, as well as chakra readings, right? So mostly they are all pick a card because I like to make them interactive. So even though we are not in the same space physically, you get to choose the deck or the fairy or whatever it is, the card that calls you. So there is more of that connection. So like and subscribe so you can get those notifications. And I offer private sessions that can be done from anywhere because I do them virtually remote. So we can do them either by phone or video call, right? And also WhatsApp. And also pre-recorded readings if you prefer that format, in which the reading gets sent directly to your email based on your situation. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week and all the best with your love life. Brightest blessings.